Hello world and welcome to Snap Together Saturday. Today I'm going to be building the I don't know what am I building? Rebuilding the Real Grade Gundam Wing Gundam Wing Gundam Zero EW. This guy. You thought I was building Epyon? No. Epyon's last week's news. We're rebuilding, fixing up this Wing Zero. Okay, that's a joke. We're building Epyon. Here is Epyon. Here's where I left off. Half armored, half naked still. We're gonna make him full armored to this week. And that brings me to go ahead and switch to my overhead view here. The reason I have a half naked Wing Zero here is to compare and contrast the styles here. Wing Zero was built with the advanced MS joints for the inner frame. Epyon was not. They have phased that technology out, so you just build it from scratch.
Meredith Kirschman. He's only got half his pants on.
You ain't got no pants, Lieutenant Dan. Anyway, so it looks at the Wing Zero here was built with the advanced MS joint technology, which is where they actually, you've got an example right here. This is an advanced MS joint. It is a fully articulated thing. So you've got two or more different types of plastic molded onto one frame. The joints are literally molded in there, so they don't adhere to each other. It's advanced technology. It's molded so that you don't have to assemble joints yourself. So they made the entire frame of this Wing Zero out of that, basically. Try to pin this leg without. There we go. So bits slide around, and theory was you had to do less work. The downside was that some bits apparently were proven to be fragile over time, so they stopped doing that. But anyway, so they assembled this guy completely. There's a comparison. I could not take this piece off. I asked the gunner out there. That's on there for forever now, so it's whatever. I don't mind too much. You get the idea. Here is Wing Zero and Epyon side by side, half on, half off. I'm going to go ahead and try to reassemble Wing Zero before I get back to Epyon. So let me get to that. Container here. I thought that was neat. How's everybody doing this fine evening? That's a kneecap. I don't remember what bits go where. Guess I lost my audience.
Verdicts scribe. Doing all right. Typing from a phone.
Ah, that makes sense. Yep. Enjoy. Like I said, I will get into the main attractions soon. I just want to get this back together before I forget to do so. It's not the foot piece. The foot cover is here. So I like this concept, as compared to the high grades I have. I like the whole armor idea, putting the armor, actually assembling the armor on top of a frame. It's really cool. Time consuming, but it lends a level of realism, I guess is the term. Realism, I don't know, maybe that's entire, I don't know. It's just a very clever approach. I'm sure it leads to customization options. I'm not into that scene myself, really, but I'm sure
Meredith Kirschman. Playing Enter the Gungeon.
Enter the Gungeon? Not sure what that is. this not want to go on? Off to a great start here. Oh, crap. Where'd that piece go?
Verdicts scribe. Rouge-like twin-stick shooter. Meredith Kirschman. Top-down twin-stick rogue-like pixel shooter. Meredith Kirschman. Replying to Meredith Kirschman. Very Mimi.
Very what? Very Mimi. Okay. Let me get some entertainment on while I'm here. I probably don't own this figure. Yeah, you're probably right. I can't tell what it is. Oh. That's why I wasn't going on. So many layers to this.
There's three things we don't talk about enough on this channel. 3H BotCon, Universe 1, and Beast Machines. Three very left field parts of the Transformers franchise. Now, how could I turn down a figure that has a foot in all three of those camps? All at the same time. BotCon 2002 Cyclonus is a very mysterious figure that not a lot of people talk about on YouTube, apparently. And I surprisingly don't know any people who own this. Which brings me to one time when I said this. Which is why these two figures exist, even though Cyclonus is an exclusive, which will make tracking him down even more difficult. Well, less than a year later, we've got him, and it wasn't actually that hard to track him down. Yep, I grabbed this guy at BotCon courtesy of the great people at Transformerland. Not sponsored. Also, that's Paul. He's cool. So yeah, Cyclonus. He's a genius repaint of that ultra-class jet from Beast Machines, as the BotCon team tended to do. And this figure was a companion piece to that Skywarp I reviewed already. You know, this one. Remember this figure? Remember it? Yeah? You remember it? Remember Thew being in it? Remember my goatee? What a time to be alive that was. So the background of these two basically goes like this. The 86 movie transformation thing with Unicron plays out like normal, except this time, Skywarp's just like, okay, Bombshell, you can be Cyclonus. I just want to be Skywarp. Unicron's like, fine, but I hope you didn't like your consciousness, and just takes Skywarp's consciousness away. And then some shit goes down and they end up in these bodies and something about them joining the Wreckers, blah, blah, blah. It's a really good story, though. And I tell you all this just to think that they made this exclusive only because of the jet mode. And here's my hot take for you. I think it's cooler than the original. I mean, Jetstorm's mode was already pretty cool, but this color purple just makes it a slam dunk every time. Especially with that purple chrome right there. That looks awesome. Also, those red stripes, the gray, and the lilac all bring it together. It just makes it pop. Also, do you think he's got enough wings and fins? I mean, holy crap. He's got like 8 here, and he's even got 2 more on the front. Speaking of the wings, I might also add he's got con badges that look eerily similar to the movie design, but the movie wasn't out yet when this came out. And speaking of con badges, he's got one painted over his spark crystal, which is a good thing because if I know anything, that's a Dinobot spark crystal under there. This was extremely trendy at the time for some reason on Beast Machines repaints, and TF Wiki just glosses over it. I demand an explanation. Let's get to the bottom of this. Welcome to the TF Wiki Help Desk. In a few words, please explain your problem. Universe spark crystal explanation. I heard KISS players.
Kirschman.
You are now being transferred to
Heading to bed.
India for
All right,
KISS players.
have a good night. Thank you for stopping by.
I need to rethink my life a little bit.
As for features, he's got some very long landing gear, as well as the spark crystal that I mentioned earlier. Always nice. Also, there's this trigger back here, and if you push it, it makes the turret rise up, and it also makes everything light up, which is awesome. And weirdly, it is a lot brighter on camera than it is in person. I don't know what that's about. Also, if you turn the turret, it makes the cockpit move like it's a head, and it's looking at you, which is really cool. I love the way that works. Can you just imagine a plane making eye contact with you as it nukes you? That'd be nuts. Also, you can attach the shark missiles underneath his undercarriage, and
Apparently I can't watch YouTube and stream at the same time.
they also articulate with their necks, which is weird, but I'll allow it. Also, there's some triggers on the back where you can launch missiles.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, this jet mode's pretty freaking sweet, especially when you get Skywarp next to him. So I guess we should check out the robot mode. The transformation, while fun, can be a bit tricky sometimes, and it's easy to get wrong in some spots. So you have to be very vigilant on what you're doing. Also, you have to be very careful when handling it as well, because that purple chrome that everybody likes can scrape off. And in one spot, mine has a little chip, so I'm going to be very careful from now on when handling this figure. But overall, I do like a lot of the things the transformation does.
Thanks for coming.
In robot mode,
Sorry I couldn't
this guy looks
start a little earlier for
absolutely
you.
nothing like Jetstorm did in the show. And to that I say, who cares? This design may be concept art, and it might not have made it into the show, but it still looks awesome. And especially in Cyclonus colors. Also, he's huge. Like, really, really big. He's what was considered ultra class back in the day, but honestly, he's kind of a leader. He's just as tall as Cybertron Prime, which shocked me when I found that out. And we were really getting our money's worth back in the day. As Patriot Prime said,
I'd pour one out for ultra class, but I'm in my office. I don't room a rug.
yeah, don't worry, I'm way ahead of you on this one. As I look at him here, it's more and more apparent why they chose this as Cyclonus, especially in robot mode, where all of his fins and wings start to look very pointy, just like the original Cyclonus does. And it just creates such a menacing presence, especially when you look at the head. He's definitely up to something.
Oh, okay, here we go. He's doing something. He's doing something.
One thing I have noticed is that the legs do have a different shade of purple than what we saw in the vehicle mode, which is nice. It also adds to the breakup with the lilac and the gray. So what exactly can this robot mode do? Well, you can fire his missiles off again.
Ah, Jesus, not again.
And you can utilize the lights, which also light up his eyes. That's awesome. You can also attach his shark missiles like he's getting ready to fire them, but you also close the hand up, so that's a thing. And the thing this design is mainly known for. Welcome to hover mode. This is the way that Jetstorm appeared in the Beast Machine show, and is mainly how people remember it. At one point, somebody told me that this is the way that the toy should be permanently. Yeah, let's just test that little theory out. That's exactly why they gave this thing legs. Luckily, the Hasbro team had a brain at the time, for the most part, because toy without legs is stupid. The Hasbro team had a brain at the time, for the most part, because toy without legs is stupid. I don't care if you give it a stand or not. Toy without legs is stupid. I don't care how cool his wheel legs looked on screen. Stupid. And I shouldn't even have to say it with these two. Come on. But it's still a cool play feature, so you can have him hovering around. Or if you don't like it, you can just have him stand menacingly behind his son.
I'm sorry, Daddy. I just want to let you know something.
And what is that, son?
I love you, Daddy.
And
And kinda wanna know, kid.
Oh, you don't? It went defunct in 2006.
Actually, it was in 2007.
You know the year it went defunct. Why do you want it?
Cause it looks so freaking cool, Daddy.
You said that about the Ouya I bought you last week.
The Ouya doesn't have any games, Daddy.
I told you that before we bought it. Neither will this.
But, Daddy, it's so cool.
I don't even think you can play games on that thing. It was a phone service.
But Mama said this shit was badass.
Junior, leave the room.
Yes, Daddy.
Have you been telling him to buy outdated electronics? Why?
You kidnapped me, you
Why I am up to here with...
Daddy, I want Google Stadia.
It's not even a console.
Articulation on Cyclonus.
What the fuck
is
was that?
Not bad.
I am missing
A head on a swivel, goes all the way around.
something.
Not sure how much you want to do. I don't know.
Oh, there's the rest of my bits. I see some things didn't make it into that. Okay, that's fine. As long as I've got them.
Where the electronics start and end there. I don't want to really test that too much. The shoulders are on ratchets, go all the way around freely, and they go out here on a soft ratchet, and then the elbows work on, I think, yeah, those are also soft ratchets, very soft, and then the fingers can move, well the claws do, so you've got your index, and then your middle finger, and then the thumb, and you can just put those any way you want, just all around, you know. They can go just about anywhere you want there, in any shape you want, just as long as they stay that way. But yeah, the fingers work, and then we get down here, and he's got no waist swivel, that's normal at the time. He's got ball joints at the hips, he's got a thigh swivel, he's got really good knees, actually, just 90, so fine knees. And then his feet can go here and here, and yeah, that's about it. So, I mean, for a time, definitely not bad, especially what was out at the time with Armada. So, I mean, that's definitely not bad articulation for its time. Overall, this figure's awesome. It was a super awesome Ultra Class at the time as Jetstorm, despite being inaccurate in Beast Machine. But it also makes a very cool take on Cyclonus, and the story surrounding the figure and his little counterpart make it even better. Now, with this being an exclusive, it's hard for me to objectively recommend this guy, but I got him for $100, so, I mean, go for it if you can get him for that price, because he's awesome. Plus, he's limited quantities, so there's that. But honestly, the real challenge will be for me to find the rest of Universe 1.0 and some of the OTFCC stuff to go with this guy. But I'm looking forward to the hunt. With that being said, keep growing your collections. Truba out.
That was a waste of my time. Well, okay, no, I learned about a cool new figure, I guess that's not a waste of my time.
This oil millionaire turned film producer, who agreed to fund and operate the resort project under the provision that he and his company have total ownership of the Disneyland Hotel. Walt agreed, and despite missing the original opening of the park by a couple of months due to various strikes, the hotel would go on to be a smash hit alongside the theme park. As with many of his decisions regarding Disneyland, the success of the hotel and its proximity to the park would ultimately rub Walt Disney the wrong way. As Disneyland grew, so did Anaheim. The orange groves were quickly replaced with a whole assortment of businesses trying to get a slice of the Disneyland pie. From seedy hotels to restaurants and tourist traps, all fighting for the public's attention in a flourish of neon glow. Walt knew he had something special with Disneyland and needed to expand, but this time he'd do it on the other side of the country. When it came to designing Walt Disney World, Disney knew that he wanted to do things differently, and designed 3 hotels that would go along the banks of Bay Lake and the future Seven Seas Lagoon that would be owned and operated by Disney themselves. Walt Disney himself would pass away before he ever saw it, but upon opening day of the Magic Kingdom on October 1st, 1971, the only 2 resorts at Walt Disney World were Disney's Polynesian Village Resort and Disney's Contemporary Resort. Fort Wilderness would go on to open just a month later, and the Golf Resort would open in October of 1973. While there were plans for additional hotels just outside the Magic Kingdom, including the Asian, Persian, and Venetian hotels, Disney would go quiet, building new hotels for quite a while. It wasn't until Michael Eisner came along as CEO in 1984 when things really started to take off at Walt Disney World. Eisner was a big proponent of creating what was unofficially known as the Disney Bubble. The idea would be to create an ecosystem of resorts, shops, dining, entertainment, and, of course, theme parks, all meticulously interconnected with free transportation to keep guests permanently on site during their vacation to Orlando.
Okay.
This meant that
These back
no
together.
matter what a guest decided
touch
to
the
do
backpack
whilst
right now.
visiting Walt Disney World,
Stay.
Disney would make money off it. In the first 10 years of Michael Eisner's tenure, Walt Disney World would go from 4 official on-site hotels to 13. And by the end of his tenure, there would be as many as 19.
All right.
Placed on the
Back
proposed
to Epyon
land
proper.
for the never-constructed Asian resort, the Grand Floridian would be the first new hotel project approved and built under Michael Eisner, and will become the self-professed flagship hotel at Walt Disney World. It would be designed in-house by Disney and executed by the architectural firm Wimbley, Allison, Tong and Gu, also known as Watg, or probably WATG. In newspaper and magazine advertisements, Disney promoted the Grand Floridian Beach Resort as the most luxurious hotel on Disney property, where guests can journey back to the turn of the century to another time and another place. The backstory that Disney had fabricated said that Grand Floridian's bright white towers and gabled roofs echo the Victorian architectural influence that has come to symbolize Florida's carefree winters and balmy summer nights. According to WATG, the Grand Floridian Resort reflected the era of the railroad magnates who built new rail routes to Florida, with a large grand hotel at the terminus of the line. It's a lot of buzzwords for a hotel. WATG worked closely with Imagineer Wing Chow on the design and construction of the Grand Floridian. Chow was their primary contact, and by their accounts, was the driving force on the Disney team. Construction was fast-tracked, thanks to a great deal of land preparation work having already been done years prior for the Asian resort. Groundbreaking took place on April 23, 1986, and according to WATG, the construction process was between 20 to 24 months. Imagineers working on the Disney team affectionately dismantled the designs and features of many hotels to bring their own ideal vision to life. It was no secret that the Grand Floridian was heavily inspired by the aforementioned Hotel del Coronado, and when the project was finalized almost a decade after the original opened on June 28, 1988, side by side, you'd barely tell them apart. The Victorian elegance, picturesque waterfront, and sprawling lobbies echoed the charm of the Hotel del Coronado. But this was just the beginning for Walt Disney World's rapid resort expansion. Shortly after, the Caribbean Beach Resort opened on October 1st, 1988, and was their first moderate hotel on property, demanding a slightly more humble asking price. A year later, the Beach and Yacht Club were opened around the corner from Epcot, followed by Port Orleans in 1991. So we've established where these resorts came from, but how did they come to be so unbelievably expensive? It's easy to point a finger at Disney and blame it all on greed, but it's actually a bit more complicated than that, especially when it comes to DVC, and we'll get to that soon. Firstly, by operating their own resorts on the land surrounding their theme parks, which they already owned, Disney can capitalize on this prime real estate, and people are willing to pay a premium for this convenience. Resorts like Disney's Grand Floridian and Contemporary Resort are connected to the Magic Kingdom by walkways and a complimentary monorail service, while those near Epcot are within walking distance of its second entrance known as International Gateway. Each of these resorts is a deluxe resort, offering not just a pleasing thematic environment, but unparalleled convenience. Disney has recognized that guests are willing to pay substantial amounts to be closer to the action. Parks like Tokyo Disney Sea, Disneyland Paris, and Disney California Adventure have taken this even further with resorts inside their gates, and they are wildly successful. The Hotel Miracosta, Grand Californian, and the Disneyland Paris Hotel demand some of the highest asking prices across all of Disney's properties. Disney is even looking at options to add a new resort to the Magic Kingdom in the bottom left corner of Adventureland to capture some of the excitement generated by these resorts around the world. One even just opened at Fantasy Springs in Tokyo Disney Sea. Now, this strategy isn't exclusive to Disney. For centuries, hoteliers have capitalized on similar prime real estate nearby major attractions or city centers to attract tourists seeking convenient accommodation. Disney simply learned from their mistakes with the Disneyland Hotel, and instead of dishing out this land and opportunity to third parties for short-term gains, they instead kept it all to themselves. If Disneyland Hotel was never purchased by somebody else in another universe, the Magic Kingdom might be surrounded by a Ritz-Carlton, Four Seasons, or a Best Western, which would just be awful. Disney essentially holds the key for all things Disney,
That's kind of funny,
and they're keeping that to themselves. They have an exclusivity on the benefits they dish out to guests, and they can use those benefits to bolster the value of their resorts in any way they see fit that no other resorts or hotels can provide. Likewise, they have access to their entire catalog of intellectual property to similarly entice guests. With all of this in mind, is it fair to call Disney resorts fake luxury? If you meticulously curate the ideal aspects of multiple luxurious settings and apply them within your themed environment alongside added benefits, does that not itself constitute luxury? It ultimately depends on the individual's perspective. Imagine you buy a celebrity autograph online, only to discover it was forged by another famous celebrity. While the autograph is not authentic and cannot be argued as such, the context of the forgery still gives it an inherent value. Similarly, Disney's resorts may not be traditional luxury. Their carefully crafted experiences and benefits they provide for their guests still hold significant value. And so long as people find value in these resorts, the prices aren't going anywhere, likely just up. But that doesn't explain everything. There is one more factor we haven't discussed yet, and that is the curse of Disney's Vacation Club. In the early 90s, Disney started work on their next endeavor that would go beyond just lavish themed resorts. Florida was a tourist destination, which led to some rather dramatic seasonal fluctuations when it came to guest attendance. Whilst there were high highs, there were also low lows, and Disney wanted a way to smooth this out year-round. Enter Disney Vacation Club. Disney Vacation Club, or DVC, is a timeshare. They didn't want to call it that, but that's exactly what it is. Members buy a real estate interest in a resort and receive an annual allotment of points which can be redeemed to book stays at Disney's DVC resorts. In addition to the initial purchase cost, usually around $30,000 US, members also pay annual dues for maintenance and operations. Whilst the timeshare industry has a sloppy past, the DVC program was genius for Disney. It helped alleviate some of the pressures caused by those aforementioned seasonal fluctuations and offered long-term financial stability through recurring revenue year-round, not just when guests visit the resort. The Disney Vacation Club Resort, now known as Old Key West, would go on to open in December of 1991. Though it would take 2 missteps for Disney to realize what guests were actually buying. After Old Key West, Disney went on to open the Vero Beach Resort in 1995 and Hilton Head Island Resort in 1996. Old Key West was a smash hit, but these last 2, not so much. Adoption of DVC here was slow, and Disney initially couldn't work out why. Vero Beach and Hilton Head Island were popular tourist destinations, but they were much, much further away from Disney's theme parks, and that was exactly the problem. People stayed at Disney's resorts because they were near their theme parks and included the benefits to match. Outside of this, Disney's resorts just weren't all that special. After this, Disney rapidly expanded their DVC offerings around the parks, all around the world, not just Walt Disney World. It wouldn't be until almost 2 decades later that they would even attempt another DVC resort away from their theme parks, but this time in Hawaii, and with all the knowledge that they had learned from Vero Beach and Hilton Head Island. Known as Aulani, it by all accounts is a smash hit. For guests not interested in DVC, it was something that many felt they could comfortably ignore.
Edward Quinto.
But there was one huge problem that would affect
I saw
absolutely everybody.
Yeah, you told me
even
you
if
got that. That's. I want to see pictures when you're done. Or progress pictures also. Come on, there we go. Okay. That's a tricky beast. Yeah, it seems like a fun little kit. I'd get it. It's not really up my alley, but it looks like a cool little ditty. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, A9, A11, oh, and A10.
you weren't a DVC member. Year after year, Disney's hotels get more expensive. The increase in hotel prices can directly be seen as a way to try and sell more DVC. If you can lock in the next 50 years of hotel stays at Disney for a lower price than staying on-site in a non-DVC hotel, they can make it look like a bargain.
Why am I missing those pieces? Oh, wait, 10, 11, that's the inside. I see. Okay. 9's the outside. Okay.
Again, at first glance. Lock in your price now, and you don't have to worry about those price increases or inflation. DVC generates significant revenue for Disney. To keep this revenue growing, Disney needs to expand DVC offerings and raise hotel prices. As hotel prices rise, DVC memberships seem like a better deal, driving more sales. With more sales, Disney gains more capital to invest in further DVC properties, leading to expansion. To justify these new offerings, Disney raises hotel prices again. This cycle affects all guests, even those not interested in DVC. The rapid expansion of Walt Disney World resorts and DVC consolidated the idea of the Disney bubble, where staying on-site when visiting Disney's theme parks became the logical choice for most families. This choice was further cemented through the 2000s and 2010s with the sheer amount of benefits provided to on-site guests, such as extra magic hours, free magic bands, additional time before other guests to book fast passes and restaurants, transportation to and from the airport, and much, much more. And with all of that, Disney effectively holds a monopoly over the best access to their parks through their resorts. No hotel or resort can even come close to the benefits that Disney provides for their guests, even though they continue to strip these benefits further and further back. Now, is it fair for Disney to hold a monopoly? well, they're entitled to reap what they sow. They might be getting the lion's share of guest accommodation budgets, but they also accept the most risk. This all-in mentality doesn't give them any leeway if their theme parks are suddenly less popular. Four Seasons can support struggling resorts with their successful ones, but Disney doesn't have the same luxury. If the theme parks, the resorts, the hotels, and DVC all feel like a precarious house of cards, that's basically because it is. Theme parks and resorts are expensive to operate. Disney makes a profit as demand is high thanks to the quality of the experience they provide. If demand lowers, then the costs become too high, so they need to cut corners, lowering the quality and in turn lowering demand. And the cycle repeats. People will say, well, that's impossible, Disney isn't going anywhere. But this has already happened before to Disney. Disney's California Adventure Park, Euro Disneyland, Hong Kong Disneyland, and Walt Disney Studios Park Paris have all required massive cash injections to save them. This heightens the quality to what people expect for the price and guests return to the property. But what happens if Disney simply doesn't have the cash to do this? What happens if Disney just spent $71 billion acquiring another company and then there's a global pandemic where they go all in on streaming, which is losing them tens of millions of dollars every quarter? Nobody knows. But this is where we are. For Review Time, I'm Dom. Thanks for watching.
That would never happen. Unless... Alright, I was watching Go Ranger. Let's get back to that.
腕ずくでもそうさせるしかないのだよ、神明。おう、腕ずくでもね。そうや、うわ、ほい。
Make sure this is visible in the thing. NVC available as a source. Oh, that's only there.
レンジャーがバリブルーンを探してやってきます。何？おもちゃ来て東京。そのパイロットを君に頼みたいのだ。俺がそんな役を引き受けと思ってるのか。思っちゃいない。だが君しかいないとなると、腕ずくでもそうさせるしかないのだよ、神明。おお。腕ずくでもね。そうや、うわ、ほい。ゴレンジャーがバリブルーンを 探してやってきます。何？今気づかれてはまずい。大型仮面行け。はあ。待て。追ってきます。よし、このまま突っ走れ。前線基地からできるだけ離すの。
I think I cut the wrong piece out. I did cut the wrong piece out.
シンレイとバリブルはどこだ？聞くだけ無駄だ。来い。ミドレンジャー、モモレンジャーの3人は大型仮面の大型包み割りが最大の弱点になることを見抜いたのであった。どうだ。
いいわね、行こう。
消えた。連絡入ったらどうするんだ。
連絡が入ったらどうする。
なんじゃお主は鳥のくせして。おいじい、007が詰めてますけん大丈夫ですって。しょうがねえな、本当に。ああ、腹減った。
ねえねえ、立ってないと座れないものなんだ。
立ってないと座れないもの。マスター、なんじゃらおい。なんじゃらほい。冷たいぜ。いい君だよ。またバカにしよって。わかった。これじゃろう答えは。当たり。
Man, why is it lagging so much? Shouldn't take that much processing power to play this. Even if I am live streaming. Close some windows here. Actually, let me keep that open just so I can make sure everything's working.
型仮面になるものが現れたそうです。どうやら新明さんは黒十字軍の手に。
ブラック Z の積み込みが間もなく終了します。 早く神明を何とかしなければもう一度叩きのめしてやります。待て大ナタ仮面、青レンジャーはおそらく死んでもいいなりにはなるまい。それでは我が爆撃計画が追放に帰します。別の手を考えるのだ。別の手。奴に催眠装置を植え付け思いのままにコントロールする。このままでは奴に勝てない。分身の技を見破らなければ。おお、女と必殺なる。3人の中の本物を選んで撃つのは至難の技だが、3人を同時に。神明明、テムジン将軍がお呼びだ。よく見ろ。はい。間もなく高性能爆弾ブラック Z を埋めた地帯に差し掛かる。その時がお前の仲間たちの最後だ。貴様、なんて汚い手を使うんだ。勝つためには手段を選ばぬのが戦争だ。あと100メートルでブラック Z 地帯に差し掛かる。仲間を救う道が一つだけある。おとなしく手術台に登ることだ。あと30メートルだ。今にこうなるぞ。君の思いやりに仲間たちは感謝するぞ、きっと。手術完了。よし、起きろ、神明。まんまと我々のお芝居に引っかかったようだな。ブラック Z 地帯なんてのは嘘っぱちさ。生地思いやりの心などを持つからこういうことになるんだ。やめろ、神明。催眠装置は完璧に作動している。バリブルーンを作動させろ。エンジン作動だ。ここで何とかしなければ奴らのロボットにされてしまう。どうすればいいんだ。早くせんか。 明は自らの体に電流を通してそのショックで黒十字軍の催眠コントロールから逃れたのである。さあバルーン、大暴れするぞ。よーしゴー。
1-0 go. Six and 82.
ニューパワー作戦だ。
オッケー。
行くぞ。
ゴレンジャーストームニューパワー巻き割り。いいわね。行くわよ。
赤戦車以上。オッケー。青。オーライ。赤。オッケー。トイヤ。ヘイ。なんだこんなもの。おなた包み終わり。そうよわ。黒十字軍の世界主要都市爆撃計画も新明明の炎のような闘魂で叩き潰すことができた。一種の力を一つに集め世界を守れゴレンジャー。バンバラバンバンバンバンバラバンバンバン風が吹けたか俺たちは秘密戦隊ゴレンジャーゴレンジャーとっくに捨てたこの命緑の地球を守るため力と技と団結のこれが合図だ。えいえいえいおう。やあ、今日のなぞなぞどうだった？立たなきゃ座れないなんてちょっとわかんないよね。何ピンときた？じゃあ叩けば叩くほど喜ばれるものなんだ。それは肩叩きだね。たまにはお父さんお母さんの肩を叩いてあげようね。では来週のゴレンジャーで会おう。
Right, I need this bit. 'There's gonna be more left of the body, so we'll keep that around. Golden Jar.
赤い標的、偽物ゴレンジャー出現。
Ooh, fake Go Rangers.
方位108。距離48,600メートル。あれが目標のイーグルプラズマ研究所です。厚さ10メートルのコンクリートで外側を固め、その内側は厚さ5メートルのシリコン合金、さらに厚さ5メートルのニッケル合金の三重の壁で守られているのが未来のエネルギーと言われる核融合プラズマです。これは太陽と同じエネルギーを作り出すことができます。100万度と言われる太陽の熱。プラズマはいわば小さな太陽です。イー プラズマが成功すれば、人類は石油がなくなっても太陽のように無尽蔵のエネルギーを使え、その未来はバラ色の天国となります。ならん。人類の未来をバラ色にしてはならん。そこで作り上げたのがこのダイヤモンドビーム砲。三重の壁を貫くことができるのはこのダイヤモンドビームだけ。そして研究所のプラズマ炉を直撃で狙えるのはこの死神山砲台しかないのです。さすがは鉄姫仮面。あとはこの発射装置に100カラットのブルーダイヤを10個装填すればいいのです。100カラットのブルーダイヤ10個です。それさえ揃えば10個のダイヤが集中した強力なビームが発射され、プラズマのエネルギーは東京を一瞬にして消滅させます。人類の未来をバラ色にする新エネルギーが逆に人類を地獄へ叩き込むとは素晴らしい作戦。ちょうどうまい具合に日本には100カラットのブルーダイヤは10個あり、全てありかは調査済みです。この10個全部手に入れてみせます。変革装置を使い、ほい。それ。何が異常は？誰だ？何者だ？私は5人揃ってゴレンジャーだ。我々ゴレンジャーが強盗だとおっしゃるんですか？私も信じたくはない。しかし世間一般の人々の中には信じ込む人間もいるんだよ。ひどいわ。おどまら何もしとらんとですよ。そうですよ。とにかくしばらくゴレンジャーの外出禁止を命じざるを得ないんだ。分かってくれ。なんてこった。そうしれ。そうしれ。あわ、そんな怖い顔をするな。悔しい思いは同じだ。何としてもおめえは晴らす。監視カメラだ。
Yep, that's my hand.
誰だ？さあ、事件だ事件だ。またまたダイヤ強盗だよ。連続ダイヤ強盗。謎の美女浮かぶか。
私は誰でしょう？
お召しぐらいの大ちゃん。
このおしゃべりめ、私
悪い言葉ばかり覚えるの。
そうね。
どうしたんじゃい。いつもの太郎くんらしくないの。元気出すばい。なぞなぞ一発やるかの。
泥棒ゴレンジャーなんか大嫌いだ。
うるさい。こやつまでバカにしよって。
Alright, here's some new stuff.
おもとまる気はしない。もう我慢できないわ。
旧館長にまでバカにされておどま悔しか。なあ新明殿。これまで奪われたのは100カラットのブルーダイヤばかり9個。もしかしたら奴らの目的はレーザー光線の場合には同じ宝石でもルビーを材料に使いますね。とするとブルーダイヤを使うのは
まさかダイヤモンドビームも。
そのまさかだ。奴らのダイヤモンドビーム砲はおそらく完成間近に違いない。しかし奴はもう9個も盗んでますよ。まだ盗む気ですかね。わからん。だが100カラットのブルーダイヤはこの日本にまだ一つあるんだよ。東京の宝石店にな。よし、それを守るんだ。外出禁止を破ってもいいんですか。後の責任は俺が取る。ご苦労。アスカ、大ちゃん。はいな。さあついてきんしゃい。おじちゃん何者じゃい。知らねば言って聞かせよう。黒十字軍の黒バラ花の乙女は鉄姫仮面。我ら4人黒十字コマンド部隊。最後に残ったブルーダイヤモンドいただきに来た。やっぱり貴様らか。トレイモンナつってみろ。ほいえいほいほい。あれ黒十字軍の科学は万能さ。驚くのはまだ早い。それ気持ち悪かった。偉い。お前は
よくも私を強盗犯にしてくれたわね。お気の毒だけどこの中にブルーダイヤはなくてよ。
まんまと引っかかったんだよ。罠にな。おのれ殺してやる。かかれ。ほい。ほいや。私の傘は万能だ。
いいわね、行くわよ。
鮮やかなもんさ。ほらくらえ。覚えておけ。必ずブルーダイヤモンドは手に入れてみせるぞ。なんと恐ろしいやつじゃい。一体ゴレンジャーはどこへ行ったんだね。はあ、こうなったら全ての責任は私が取ります。そして真犯人はやっぱり黒十字軍でした。 命令に背いて申し訳ありません。だが見てください。黒十字軍の手柄を守ったんです。これが日本にただ一つ、しかも最後に残った100カラットのブルーダイヤです。それからしばらくの間はゴレンジャールームで預かることに話がついています。まあここに置いとけば絶対に安全ですからね。よくやった。おかげでゴレンジャーの濡れ衣は晴れたし、なんといっても黒十字軍があと1個ダイヤを欲しがっていることが分かっただけでも大収穫だ。そうでしょう、参謀。あ、それからもう一つ。コンピューターの計算によりますと、100カラットのブルーダイヤを10個使うダイヤモンドビーム砲の射程距離は50キロだということが分かりました。ノーシンメイドン、ダイヤモンドビーム砲で一体何を撃つつもりじゃろう。ダイヤモンドビーム砲といえば、確かどんな頑丈な壁でも貫く威力があったはずだ。おい、もしかしたらイーグルプラズマ研究所かもしれないぞ。
Welcome back to this
あ
bit,
の三重
actually.
の壁はどんな爆弾にも耐えられるが、ダイヤモンドビームだけは防げないはずだ。これは一大事だ。もしプラズマ研究所の中の各融合炉が爆発させられたら、東京は一瞬にして消える。使命、あ、消える。使命、あ。君はバリブルーンでプラズマ研究所を中心として半径 50km 以内を調査してくれ。どこかでダイヤモンドビーム砲が研究所を狙っているはずだ。よーし、分かった。さて、使命だ、頼んだ。プラズマ研究所を中心とする半径 50km 以内をしきりにバリブルーンが飛び回っています。何？さすがゴレンジャー。ダイヤモンドビーム砲の射程距離だけは割り出したようだな。だがダイヤモンドビーム砲は絶対に発見されはせぬ。それよりあと一つ、100カラットのブルーダイヤモンドをどうやって手に入れるつもりだ。お任せください。すでに手は打ってあります。
こちら007、有名なダイヤモンド密輸組織が上陸しました。
なんだと？黒十字軍は密輸組織から100カラットのブルーダイヤを買い付ける気です。なるほど。やっぱりその手か。密輸組織をマークして最終的にはダイヤモンドビーム砲を破壊するんだ。はい。レイはゴレンジャーストームに改良を加える。
はい。
消えたわ。やばい。どうだ、踊るのはなかった。お主の方はナイス。見ろ、この道は一本道。行く先は死神山だ。死神山はプラズマ研究所から 50km の位置だ。よっしゃ。するとそこにダイヤモンドビーム砲が。
Oh, this is the lower arm.
取引を始めるか。乾杯。これでついに最後のブルーダイヤモンドが揃ったよ。来よったな。いらっしゃいませ。何いたしましょう。いや退屈じゃけんなぞなぞば一ついきますぞ。煮ても焼いても食えない餅はなんじゃらほい。あららら、あんたメガネなんかかけて気取ってるけん、ちょっとここを言わなとね。子供でもわかるなぞなぞたい。頭の悪いやつだな。バッテン、死んでる人間に答えろという方が無理ですたい。な、死んでるの。
このお化けみたいなやつを知らないか。
あんた、この美人の何なのさ。黙れ、敵するため。
Wow. What a transparent ruse.
遅かったな、ゴレンジャー。この通りブルーダイヤモンドは10個揃った。ダイヤモンドビーム砲は完成だ。おい。貴様ら、1分後にはコッパみじんだよ。ダメじゃ。どっか手抜きはなかとかね。
そうだ。この近くに新名がいるはずだ。新名、新名。
そういうぞ。
そうだ。この近くに新名がいるはずだ。新名、新名。
そういうぞ。
新名。フックワイヤースイッチオン。
止まれ。はいかまい。
行くぞ。ゴー。ゴー。ゴー。バディ。ゴ
これで10個だ。ビーム発生器セット。行くぞ。イーグルプラズマ研究所を破壊してプラズマエネルギーで東京を消滅させてやるわ。
待て。
己気負ったか。
赤レンジャー。青レンジャー。
賢者。
糸レンジャー。
モバレンジャ
トイヤ。
トイヤ。トイヤ。
5人揃って
ゴレンジャー。己生きていたか。だがもう遅い。レバーを引けばこっちの勝ちだわ。
レバーを引かせろ。任せてくれ。
見てもらう。
行くぞ。トイヤ。トイヤ。レッドビロー。
誰でもいい。私の代 チャネラ青ブルーチャレ連続ブルーチャレゴレンジャーストームニューパワー作戦だ。オッケー。ゴー。ゴレンジャーストームニューパワー作戦だ。オッケー。ゴー。にしてやる。どうだ。まさに東京は危機一髪の運命であった。だがこのことは誰も知らない。人知れず東京を守り平和を守ったゴレンジャー。5つの力を一つに集め世界を守れゴレンジャー。
Oh shit, the virus is on the other side.
今日のなぞなぞはどうだったかな。おまけにもう一つなぞなぞいくぞ。傘は傘でもさせない傘は何だろう。おっと頭の上に落ちてくるよ。そう答えは松傘だね。じゃあまた来週のゴレンジャーでおー。 人の戦士吹かせ緑の明日の風を GO! 5つの力を一つに合わせて叫べ勝利の雄たけびを秘密戦隊ドレムじゃ青い大要塞大暴れ
Oh god. Oh, these are Chinese subtitles. So they misinterpreted Very Balloon as Babylon. That's right, that's right, that's right. First movie did this as well. It's just a TV script. I should make a note to myself here.
虹の要塞はミサイルも弾く超金属防御装置バリアを装備いたしました。文字通り難攻不落の要塞と申せましょう。よくやった。これより早速日本列島五大都市攻撃計画を推し進めます。待て、虹仮面。間もなくあの男が帰ってくる。あの方が日蓮仮面殿か。アフリカ戦線で連戦連勝の戦果を挙げられた無敵の将軍だ。日輪仮面。日輪仮面、ただいま戻りました。なぜ戻ってきたのだ、日輪仮面。日輪仮面は優秀な将軍だ。お前の力にもなるぞ。お言葉ですが相当閣下、我が虹の要塞は無敵です。私は虹の要塞を見てきた。あのバリアは完璧ではない。これの要塞にケシをつける気か。虹仮面、あのバリアは側面からの攻撃に対しては硬い。だが真上から攻撃されたらバリブルーンの存在を忘れたのか。バリブルーン、日輪仮面、何か手立てはあるのか。私めにお任せを。前進だ。イーグル関東支部第16分隊は山岳訓練の最中であった。おい魚、住んでる暇ないの。実はな。やれ。イーグル関東支部第16分隊が虹仮面軍団に襲撃されたとの情報を受けたゴレンジャーはバリブルーンで現場へ出動した。そろそろ訓練現場だ。よし、バリスコープ。新名は奴らの口を探ってくれ。ああ。
Oh, F5. That's the one I was missing.
いや煽るんじゃ。姿を見せろ。貴様2時間前。その通り。バイブルーンは我が西仮面軍団が頂戴する。バイブルーンは俺の相手だ。女のバッチリを大口を叩いていいのかな、新名アキラ。
10 and 11.
ゴレンジャーが恐ろしくて逃げ出しよったか、西仮面め。
よし、青を探してゴリしよう。行こう。バディバディバディゴーゴー。よし、ゴー。奴ら初めからバリブルーンを奪うのが目的だったんだ。
そんなことはさせん。おいどんが奪い返してやるばい。
俺も行くぞ。よし、3人で行こう。バディバディバディゴーゴーゴー。ゴレンジャーが攻めてきます。我が虹の要塞に侵入できるものか。
Oh, I was playing on the wrong side, duh.
バリアだ。
続きで叩き合ってやるばい。
まともにそれでも無理だ。引っかそう。オレンジャーめ諦めよったか。笑ってる場合ではないぞ、虹仮面。早速バリブルーンによる東京空爆を実行せよ。よし。すいません。大事なバリブルーンを奪われてしまって。問題は奴らが何を企んでいるかだ。バリブーンを奪ってどうするつもりだ。
大変じゃ。イン軍の爆撃が東京に向かって飛んでくるとのことじゃ。
東京に。東京上空だ。爆撃開始。よし、撃て撃て。
フラージュさせるのが間違いない。バイブ、ゴレンジャー規制戻れ。バイブ、かく乱されてる。早くバリブルーを取り返さなきゃの。よーし、俺が行く。ほい。ほいほい。締めろ。締め。ほいほいほいほい。お主、締めろどいてからずぶら下がってるんじゃい。両党話す途中からだ。残念でした。西の要塞に入るためじゃい。ほいほいほい。ほい。
Okay, that's the right arm done. Almost done. Let's take the arms off for a minute. And also the torso, just so I can focus on the build. A13, C4, A12. This is F. Tiny little piece there. Fuck, where did that go? Fuck. I should have held on to that. Flew, and it was a little tiny little piece, and I have no idea where the fuck that went. Fuck. Could go anywhere. Make sure it didn't land on my... Didn't stay here. I broke the first rule of building. I broke the rule that says wind your pieces. Oh, fuck. Bright yellow. Should be visible somewhere. I didn't see which way it went, so I don't know where it might have landed. Glad I was in the right ballpark. That could have been bad.
に方向打を取り付け岩陰にカーブさせたのである。もうゴレンジャーソンだ。
オッケー。
ゴー。
ゴレンジャーストーン。行くわよ。キー。
移動。赤。クリア。フィニッシュ。
要塞が爆発するわ。
そう。おのれ、ゴレンジャーめ。私と共同戦線を張っておればこんなことには。鏡仮面。はい。一輪仮面と力を合わせてゴレンジャーを倒せ。はあ。はあ。ゴレンジャーは力を合わせて疑似仮面を倒した。だが安心はできない。一輪仮面がさらに恐ろしい作戦を思いついたからだ。5つの力を一つに集め世界を守れゴレンジャー。バンバラバンバンバンバンバラバンバンバン。誰がつけたか俺たちは秘密戦隊ゴレンジャー。ゴレンジャー。とっくに捨てたこの命。緑の地球を守るため力と技と団結のこれが合図だ。えいえいえいおう。
What the heck? Why? I didn't put that in the playlist. Also, I said it to play the next file in the folder. Oh, I did.
Hi everyone, it's Nick. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about designing a home for humans. I feel like this should be pretty obvious, but in the world of interior design, it's not always. I think it's really important that when we're designing a space, we build them for human beings. And I know that seems crazy, but surprisingly, when you're in the world of social media and you see things like fashion trends and makeup trends and beauty trends and all this stuff fly by you all the time, it's really easy to remember that sometimes people aren't taking into consideration like the human form. Do you know what I mean? Like some of the fashion trends and stuff and the makeup trends just feel a little bit like it's giving Hunger Games capital. You know what I mean? Like they're a little bit out there for me. And the same is true for interior design. And so I thought, what does that mean to me to design a space for actual real life human beings? And let's talk about it. That's what we're gonna talk about in this video. So let's get going. Okay, first up on my list of designing a home for humans, this is the first thing that came to my mind, and that is gonna be things like scale and proportion. So this is largely gonna be around things like furniture pieces, but honestly kind of applies to everything in your space. Designing a space that actually takes into account the size and shape of how humans are. So that means things like getting a couch and end table so that you have appropriate clearances around your different furniture pieces so people can navigate them easily. Drawers should be able to be opened easily and not necessarily banging into each other and still have a space for a human to sort of walk past them. If you have a dining area, and mine is like a little bit on the tighter side, but just okay, a dining area should have an appropriate amount of clearance for people to be able to get into their chairs and out of their chairs comfortably will still be able to eat and have a conversation. Things like art should be hung at an appropriate height so that it makes sense for humans. You know, all these things should make sense because they should fit the scale of the room that they're in and should be able to be sort of easily navigated by human beings, especially taking into account things like accessibility. So perhaps, you know, things like making sure that you have the right doorway clearances or hallway clearances for someone with a wheelchair, for example, or someone with mobility issues, right? Like being able to design spaces that have the appropriate clearances that make sense for humans to navigate. The other thing, when you're dealing with something like coffee tables or end tables or nightstands or whatever, make sure that they're at an appropriate height for a person to comfortably be able to reach for them and to be able to not like strain their neck having to use them, right? Making sure the TV is not hung so high or too low that it makes it difficult for a person to be able to watch easily. So many mistakes in interior design come down to people making decisions that are oftentimes driven by aesthetics or driven by not knowing what they're doing and instead not designing for the real life human beings that actually live in the space. You know, we're different, but we're not that different. You know what I mean? Like we all like to be comfortable and we all like to use things that are kind of like appropriate for our size and scale. And I think that's really important to take into consideration when designing a space. So please make sure that if you're picking a sofa, make sure that the cushion height is going to be appropriate for most people that are going to be using it. If you have a sofa that is too low, it's going to be really difficult for people to get in and out of. But, you know, something like a Togo sofa, it looks cute. Everyone who's like, it's cute when you're 21 because you can get in and out of these things fairly easily. But if you have, say, your mom comes over, your grandma, and she's like, you know, 70, she ain't going to be sitting in your toga, or otherwise you're never, or Togo, sorry, the Togo, that's what it is. Oh, the Toga sofa, the Togo sofa, who cares anymore? You ain't getting her out of that thing, you know what I mean? She comes over, Grammy Grams comes over for a visit, she is stuck in there for life. So, you know, it's not that easy to get people out of it, and it's embarrassing to need a forklift and 3 individuals to hoist you out of a sofa. So be mindful of that. If you want something a little bit taller, a little bit stiffer, it's gonna be a lot easier to get in and out of, but it's also not gonna feel as comfy and squishy, right? So you're gonna have to sort of make a judgment call that is gonna make sense for the humans that are going to live there and also visit. By the way, also bonus points, because, you know, if you do want a loungy sofa, get different types of seating that are going to make sense for different types of people. Some things are really formal, some things are really casual, some things are easy to get in and out of, and some things are not. And so choosing different styles can make sense for different people, and people can self-select the sort of seating option that makes sense and is available to them. Also, bookcases, case goods, things in hallways, be mindful of the fact that, you know, really narrow ones, if you want to use a hallway space, because I know these can be really tricky, but you want to put a storage solution in there, like a shoe rack or, you know, someplace to put your coat or whatever, because it's kind of in the front hall closet, whatever, the entryway. Choosing one that doesn't have a whole lot of depth is going to be really great, because although it might necessarily limit some of your storage, it's going to mean that people don't have to shimmy to get through the hallway, right? Because they're able to kind of do it because, you know, you've picked one that is appropriate to be able to actually open for a wardrobe. Does that make sense? You know, I've seen so many of these where the depth is so huge that it just feels uncomfortable to walk through these hallways. So don't do that. Pick things that are appropriately sized for a real life adult human. That's not that hard. And here's just a golden rule, okay? It doesn't matter how cute it is. If it doesn't fit, it's not gonna work. Okay, next up on my list is just humans like to be comfortable, okay? So yes, we're choosing scale. We're mostly talking about size there, but now we're gonna be talking about comfort. This is choosing materials that are gonna be actually appropriate for people to feel comfortable in their home, right? So oftentimes I think people don't take comfort in mind when they're choosing pieces. You know, things like this very, very trendy sort of cheese grater bum chair that I sort of talk about sometimes here on the channel, right? These are not comfortable. You see this a lot in outdoor. They're not comfy. These are not things that make a lot of sense that people actually enjoy using. Humans should enjoy using the furniture pieces and enjoy being in their home or in somebody else's home. It should be a comfortable experience. So, you know, I'm gonna also say one of my other pet peeves, of course, is things like backless stools or the dreaded dining bench, right? They're not fun because they don't have back support. We want back support, okay? We all do, okay? We want a little bit of back support because it's just helpful. It's sort of, especially if you're sitting there for a long period of time, which is probably what you're doing if you're dealing with a dining area, right? This isn't an occasional stool that someone's popping in on while they're at, I don't know, like a stool at Foot Locker while they try on shoes. That's fine. You don't need a back there. But if it's a dining chair, you're going to be there for a while. So you know what? Having a comfortable chair that you can actually use makes sense. So choose pieces that are actually comfortable and easy to use and with materials that you're actually going to really enjoy using, right? Don't choose scratchy towels or scratchy bedding that's really uncomfortable just because it's in a guest room and you're like, well, they can deal. You know what? Choose pieces that are actually comfortable to use, that are beautiful, and you can actually, you know, enjoy feeling them and enjoy touching them because you're going to be sleeping there for 8 hours a day, so you should really enjoy it. Choose materials that make sense, that are actually super gorgeous and comfortable and you're able to use and feel good in. Okay, next up, designing a home for humans. And this is a bit of a realistic one, okay? And that is taking into account things like maintenance, taking into account how easy it is to necessarily use, because I think that humans like to choose oftentimes the path of least resistance. Let's call it as it is, right? We're all kind of lazy at the end of the day, and humans, and I think that's like built into us as humans, right? Like, let's get the most bang for our buck. We want that ROI. I want to know that if I'm going to be spending the time, I want to know that it's going to actually be worth it. And some of the pieces that are out there in design are just not worth it. We're looking at you, Cloud Sofa, right? So the Cloud Sofa, any of these feather down sofas that are very popular, very trendy, these tend to be really annoying to have to fluff all the time, because you might not know this. When you go to Restoration Hardware, you watch. You go to Restoration Hardware, you go sit in that Cloud Sofa, the nice little person with the clipboard, she's gonna be walking around, how are you doing? How's your day? How are things? Do you want a San Pellegrino? I don't know, whatever they do at our age, right? They're gonna do all that, and then you're gonna get up off that sofa and you watch. That person is gonna go over and they are gonna do this. They're gonna flip that Cloud Sofa, they're gonna fluff it up because it has to look perfect, which is great in a showroom, but it's not real life. And so humans, I think, like to choose pieces that are actually going to wear easily. Things like performance fabrics that, you know, if you spill on them, it's not going to cause this like massive stain that's going to be really like awful to deal with. Things that have like attract water stains, like stainless steel countertops or black marble countertops, or maybe even marble in general as a material choice, right? If you're not going to use some sort of sealer or whatever, it just might not be the material choice that you might need because it's just not worth the maintenance. Now, if you're like me and you just love marble countertops, then maybe you just put up with it. But for most people, it's just not going to make sense. So choosing things that actually are easy to maintain and functionally you're actually going to be able to use them regularly, use them how you want to use them, because I also tend to buy really quality stuff, but I'm also not super precious with my stuff because I don't want to sit and babysit my countertops forever because I have other priorities going on in life, okay? So designing really with that path of least resistance in mind. Also with organization. I did an organization video before that you might want to check out. You know, one of the things I try to work with the habits that you already have, right? So if you come in and you dump your umbrella and you dump your keys and you dump your wallet, whatever, in the entryway, put a closed door cabinet system or a catch-all or something really cool or something that you like that's actually going to be there and fit your lifestyle. A lot of times people just go in and they design for the life they want because they think they're going to have everything organized and they're going to be super, super perfect. And the reality is that lasts about 2 weeks. You know what I mean? It's like when my mom we used to get a new couch, like back when I was a kid, we had a new couch, living room set. It was very cute, whatever. And then my mom was like, no eating in the living room, no eating in the living room ever, ever, ever. And then that probably lasted about like 2 or 3 months. And then she would allow it sometimes. And before you know it, we were sitting there eating entire meals. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you might last a little bit, but the truth is, you know, most people are going to fall off the wagon unless it sort of fits your lifestyle. So actually design with that in mind, with your own comfort in mind. Also, I will say, choosing materials that are appropriate for the room that they're in. So this isn't just about who you are, this is just about how everybody is, okay? So, you know, I've mentioned it before a bunch of times. Carpets in bathrooms. I know we're not doing it anymore. I know it's like super dated, I get it, but like, let's just be real. That is not the appropriate material choice for that room, obviously, okay? But there's some less obvious ones that we see that are really trendy right now. Things like a lot of wood that is like untreated, or like wood that is just not appropriate for a shower setting, for moisture or whatever. Some wood species can be fine, some wood species are not. You know, hardwood flooring, engineered hardwood might not make a lot of sense in a bathroom, right? So you got to talk to the appropriate sort of vendors to make sure that you're using the right materials that are good for the use case that you have in mind, right? Tile countertops in the kitchen, see them all the time. Are they trendy? Yes, kind of. Yes, for sure. I see them all the time. Are they appropriate though when you're dealing with grout and you're dealing with uneven surfaces that come with tiling? Probably not a great idea, right? So choosing pieces that are going to make sense for your lifestyle and are going to be comfortable and use cases appropriate for what they're supposed to be. That's what we're talking about here. Okay, next up is going to be designing with a mood in mind. So human beings are affected by the space that they're in, okay? That's just factually, that's just true, okay? And people are just like, but design doesn't matter. I don't care about design, blah, 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 blah. Okay, here's this image, okay? How does this make you feel, okay? And now, how does this room make you feel, right? Do they make you feel something different? They're both spaces. If design doesn't matter, why don't you just live in a jail cell? You know, if design doesn't matter, then who cares? They're the same thing. They're not the same thing. It affects your mood, right? We all really should know that. And things like lighting temperature matter when it comes to affecting your mood. Design style, you know, matters when it comes to affecting your mood. So really be conscious of what the mood you're trying to create in your space. And we all want different moods in our space, you know? Like some people, like, did you see RuPaul has an Architectural Digest tour? That place is glamorous, it's Hollywood Regency, it's what, but it's not, to me, particularly like down home cozy, right? That's not the vibe that Ru is trying to create in the home. It's about the mood that you're trying to create, and we're all allowed to like different spaces. That's kind of what's really cool about design. You get to design something that's unique and personal to yourself that you get to invite people into, and that's really what is kind of beautiful about designing your own space. So design something that is appropriate to your mood and the mood that you're trying to create, and work from there. So for example, if you want like a really light and bright sort of office, you want something really energizing, then choose something like this. And if you want something that's a little bit more moody and a little bit sexy, then try something like this. And if maybe you wanted to have something sort of calming and relaxing, you might try a space like this. So you can see 3 very different spaces, 3 very different moods. Which one do you want to create in your home? Okay, and then next up on my list is going to be usefulness, or really like how functional are the pieces in your home. And this, again, remember we're designing for humans. Remember that's what you are, probably, if you're watching this video. So you're a human, right? So humans like things, and they also like things that are really functional and really useful. And that's what we have in our homes all the time. We have really functional pieces that we use every day, whether it's the remote, whether it's glassware, whether it's bedding, right? Whether it's towels, but these things all are functional. They have a use in our home, and that's a really great thing. But I think we should really sometimes take a really edited sort of look at our space and really think, does this serve me, right? Let's Marie Kondo this out of here. And I will say that being pretty is providing some utility, right? So maybe as an unpopular opinion to some that are like these harsh minimalists that are just like, here's my coffee table, which is a piece of plywood that I got, you know, fine. But like, to me, I look at it as, if it's beautiful and you like to look at it, that's fine. That is useful to you, right? You might not necessarily use it every day, but it's providing some sort of function because you like looking at it. So I think that's okay. Now, from within there though, there's going to be a bunch of pieces that are really popular, that are trendy, especially in the world of technology, that are not useful, in my opinion, probably not useful. And you can disagree, feel free, but maybe you might want to edit those out of your life, right? So a good example of this for me is like the Samsung's never gonna like sponsor me, you guys. They hate me, I'm pretty sure, over there. Yeah, okay, like Samsung's watching me. Anyway, Samsung TV inside the fridge, right? I hate this one. I'm sorry, I do. And I know they're very popular. I see them at Costco all the time. People are oohing and eyeing all over these things. I get it. Like, I get the use case for them, kinda, but I also think they're dumb because I don't think they're actually particularly functional. I don't think, you can disagree. Maybe you're super organized. Maybe you got you and your 17 children and you guys are all sitting there putting all your little schedules on there on the little central point there in your fridge. Listen, I don't think these are particularly useful. I don't think they're fun. I don't like them. I will say that I one time heard a story about a person, it's probably online, so it's probably not true that I heard this, but where a guy like next door was putting on some spicy films, and he used Bluetooth and connected to a woman's Samsung fridge, which to me, like, that's my type of humor. That's hilarious. Like, that's funny. But apart from making me laugh, I don't really get what the purpose of these things really are. So I don't like them. I don't find them particularly functional. I think they're kind of stupid. I also think they're aesthetically not great. Because again, a fridge, like, I like personally a paneled fridge myself. A stainless steel one can be fine as well, totally fine. But I don't think we need to add more electronics into these things. So to me, that's not useful. So if I had one, I would never buy one. But if I did, I might want to be like, probably not for me. Do you know what I mean? I think it's really important for us to take an edited look at our spaces and edit out the things that are not actually that functional, because sometimes these pieces can work against you, and that's even worse, right? Like, the way they're not only are they maybe ugly, but they're also like not particularly functional all the time. You know, I think like the whole smart home thing, I think it's really interesting. It's kind of funny how they ebb and flow. I'm not going to say hey A or hey G, because I like activate 100,000 of them around the world, and I don't want to do that. But like, those things might be useful, they might not be. And I think take a second look at some of these tech solutions that are out there and think, is this actually appropriate for me? Is this functional? Is this useful? Do I actually really need this? Because so many interior design trends, so many of them, this image, this mirage of usefulness, and in fact, they're just clutter. So that's it for me for today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'm gonna link here to my video on organization, because if you're a person that likes designing homes for humans, I think you might actually enjoy my organization video, because I'm not an organized person necessarily, which makes me the perfect person to talk about organization, because again, path of least resistance. So take a look at that video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, bye.
Okay, what time is it? It is 1 a.m. Past 1 a.m. It's tempting. Tempted to go on, but I think I shall stop here. Let's see something. How do I transform you? Detach the hands. It was supposed to go underneath? I think that makes sense. Oh, it's just clip into the backpack, which I don't have attached yet, so just go like this. Basically this, and yeah. So yeah, that's basically the mobile armor form or the dragon form. Let's get you back into robot mode. Okay, didn't talk about the other replacement hands, does it? I didn't see them mentioned. Those are in this section. Oh, there they are. All right. Anyway, let me do a comparison. Where did I put Wing 0? Here's a comparison of the Epyon and the Wing 0 without their backpacks. Again, it's bigger, not much else to say. I never did finish putting the details on the Wing 0. Maybe I should. I'll make that a side project. Anyway. So just, okay. Like I said, you can see the similarities, but the difference is like there's about, what, 10 years between these kits, so as far as actual real world, you know, engineering and all that, so it's interesting to see how much has changed. I'm sure they'll continue to sell this. But yeah, Epyon Wing 0. It's about like a good head taller. Feels very imposing. Looks cool. That wine red is a beautiful color. But yeah, thank you all very much for coming out. I will pick this up, I don't know, sometime this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't know, I'll finish it off. I did not do the Thursday stream that I said I was going to do. This was intended to be the last night. It is what it is. I will finish this up sometime middle of the week. Next week, I will do something else I need to do. Probably Kuga Dragon Form is the one I got in. So I'll probably do that. After that, I need to pick up Pegasus Form at some point, but that can wait a little bit longer. Wrong bin. What's next? What's in the backlog? Let's see. Oh, that'd be a good one to knock out real quick. Put that to the top of the pile. The Cerberus Voyager from Q Ranger. So I got that at Ranger Stop Atlanta a few weeks ago, and it'll be a good way to, I mean, I've got the two Shishi Voyagers, but it'll be a good way to display my extra it's just a better way than using two of the Q-Renos. I can have Q-Reno and Kerberos. I forget what the combination is called. Does it tell me on here? Kerberos, that's right. Anyway, I'm rambling. I apologize, I do that. So next week might be this instead, if I remember. I've also got in the backlog the Wan Tiger, not Tetra Boy. Actually, yeah, Tetra Boy. Yeah, I've got Wan Tiger, Might Gunner, and Tetra Boy, and Kuga, Dragon Form, and the Psycho Gundam, all waiting to be built. So I got options, but next week we shall see what happens. Until then, like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I don't know, sometime finish this up. Next week, Cerberus Voyager. After that, something in the pile. Thank you all very much for coming out. Have a great night. Let me put up my adios.